How you doing, Barista?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
Not bad. Where are you
Working
residing?
in? Oh, I'm in Istanbul now, Istanbul, Turkey.
Oh, nice. What's the weather like there today?
Yeah, patchy, cloudy, but nice. Warm, but not hot. Typical September. Where are
Nice.
you?
I'm in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the season's over now. Labor Day was last weekend, so it's gonna start getting a little bit cooler today. It's like in the mid 60s today, sunny though.
What are winters like? Quiet?
Yeah, the winters are quiet because there's not as many tourists, and then you have it's a little bit cooler. I mean, we never see snow or anything like that, but yeah, it's pretty nice here.
Oh, wonderful. How long have you been hosting this show, James?
I've been doing the music. I've been a DJ for God, 30 years or so, but I got into the interviewing part of it only about 4 years ago. I started doing interviews full time, and as opposed to the music, just playing music.
All right.
Yeah, so
You been fun?
I enjoy it more. I I played records for a long time, and not that I don't like doing that, but I just find it more rewarding talking to people like yourself and other great artists, and then sharing the conversations and the music, with people, so they get to
I
discover new artists.
I can imagine that. Yeah,
You know,
must be rewarding. Yeah.
how long have you
Well,
been playing music? What's your musical background?
oh, frankly speaking, I don't have any. I'm not a trained musician. And I'm actually an engineer and art historian, but I have been in the travel industry for, well, almost 30 years. Music is something that I started 8, 9 years ago.
Really?
Uh, yeah, yeah, and I've been learning as I went. It's been wonderful, very fulfilling, very rewarding.
Mhm.
And I love learning stuff. And that's basically what it has been for me on the technical side.
So
Um,
you're self-taught?
I am I self and everything and everybody else, and I love learning stuff.
Hmm.
And of course, the technical side of music, I still don't know much. To me, it's more about expressing things, ideas, emotions, sentiment. And I'm really happy that I seem to have found a way, at least for me, to go ahead and express those
Hmm.
at a later part in my life.
Cool. Yeah, I believe every artist or band is influenced by someone. Who are some of yours?
When I was growing up, in my teen years, when um, my emotional world started to be synced with music that I listened to. It was, well, let's see, I loved bands like Eagles, Styx, Journey. I loved Jackson Brown. Um, I think in those years it was more American rock than Brit.
Hmm.
Um, and Alan Parsons Project was a big influence in many ways, and lots of Turkish musicians. Of course, living in Turkey, you have a variety of music, musical styles. You have the folk, you have the old Ottoman sort of court music that still lives on.
Hmm.
You have all the stuff that comes in from Asia, from Middle East and so on. So it's a big sort of mosaic, I must say. But rock was always essential to me because it seemed to be universal.
Hmm.
Uh, and it really got its message across easily to, you know, maybe universally or a wide range of people.
Hmm.
It wasn't bound with geography or time or maybe language even. Of course, later I witnessed as everything else in our lives, music world and industry has changed. It's become more of an item of consumption, I think, rather than art. At least that's how it appears to me now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that caused in me distancing myself from the current music that we used to love listening on the radio and so on. Of course, one can acknowledge that music has changed, or you can say that it's got denatured or it just got evolved. I think all of these are true in their own way. So I'm not claiming that I've sort of found the right way. It's just what happened to me.
Right.
And some years back, I went as a ride-along with two close friends of mine who are musicians and doctors at the same time, when they went into this rehearsal studio just to have a little fun. And it fell on me that I sat on the drum set. They had a little drum kit set up there. And it all started from that. Originally, when I discovered that I could actually create music on my own, I had imagined that to be in the form of a band, with good friends and the synergy of the band and so on. But that did not happen because years go by and people go different directions and lives change and so on. So I think for the last 4 or 5 years, it's been just me, which I'm very happy with. And this last album that I'm releasing in parts, Volume 3 has just been released.
Okay.
Is an expression of all that.
Now, can you describe your style? Are you melodic rock, would you say?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. I'm not good in categorizing things. It's just whatever sounds right to me. It is melodic. Yes, it is in a way old school, but not really. Not in all its dimensions, I'm hoping. It is what I think of as, good music, which is all live. It is based on emotion and expression through instrumentalism. So everything is played live by a person and recorded live. Nothing computer generated. Of course, such efforts only create small differences, because at the end of the day, people are listening to these songs through their phone or car radio, car stereo, or not really a fully professional system. In these media, the difference is not great. But I just want to have the feeling of being rewarded and having fulfilled my own search for good things in a way. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey for me.
Cool. Your current release, Open Sesame, you said you're putting out Volume 3 anytime now. There's going to be 5 volumes to that. Correct?
Yes.
Can you talk about Open Sesame a little bit? Tell us about the record, or records, I should say.
The first 2 releases were Daydream in 2014 and 2 years later, 57. They respectively had 16 and 17 tracks. I think I was alluding to the days when I waited in the morning in front of the record shop until it opened, and then just grab that new Alan Parsons or whatever. It had an idea. The album to me was not a collection of songs or tracks. It came from a central theme, an idea, and it was different expressions of that idea put together in the form of various tracks. that's what Open Sesame is. Basically, my own life experiences, and I wanted to get them out there because I believe one can learn a lot about his or her own life through stories of the lives of others.
Hmm.
So maybe it's a small service to maybe outlive me in a way, but it consists originally of 39 recordings, of which I chose 26 and divided them according to their subgenre
Hmm.
into 5 sections. I did not want to release all 26 at once
Right.
because most of them just get lost, in the cracks. So it's been also fun doing it that way. I'm glad. So the third volume, which is a hybrid rock plus EDM, electronic dance music type of thing, has only 2 tracks. And I wanted to try it out. And the further 2 volumes will be again in rock, but one of them will be in Turkish in language.
Hmm.
Which is something I'm especially interested in, how a language like Turkish can be combined with rock. The thing that I'm trying to find out is rock flows in a linear way. It flows in a quadratic way with little rectangles and so on.
Hmm.
Turkish is the complete opposite of that. Without distorting either one, how can one combine the two when the natural language of rock is English, or maybe another linear flowing language,
Hmm.
without turning that into folk rock? So without putting too much folk in it, how can one combine that? So it has resulted in some interesting tracks. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
Awesome. The name Barista. How did you get that name?
Oh, I didn't put much thought into it, to be honest. Normally I'm an overthinker, but maybe a few times in my life I just said, let it be this. I think Barista was that, and then I thought, what kind of name is that? Let's change it, but I never got around to doing it. But I think originally what I tried to say was, this was to be music that was expressly made, like a barista expressly makes coffee rather than getting coffee from a vending machine. So I wanted to emphasize the craftsmanship, the
Right.
artistry, rather than the computerized industrial version of music. So I think that's where it was originating from, and it just stuck.
It's a cool name and it makes total sense,
Oh,
what you
thank
just
you.
said. So,
Thank you.
a
It does
barista,
become yeah.
isn't a person who just, pops coffee out of a machine. They're crafts, they're good at their craft. So that analogy makes total sense to me.
They should be. Yeah,
You
they
know,
should be.
I've been working with Michael Stover from MTS Records and MTS Management over the last couple of years, and he's introduced me to so many talented artists like yourself. What's it like having a guy like Michael and his team so devoted to the artists and bands they represent in your corner?
He's incredible. I mean, his enthusiasm is contagious. Seriously, I've been most impressed by Michael, and I'm so glad, so glad that we got connected. He's always there. He's proactive. He's always coming up with new stuff. And when you send him an email, you get an instant response. I mean, he's there all the time,
Hmm.
obviously. He's attentive. I have not had the pleasure of meeting him in person, but next time I head over to the States, I really would like to do that. But so far, so good. And I would love to keep on working with Michael and his team. They're awesome. I feel
They're
lucky. It's,
Yeah, they're really great. Michael,
part of the team.
he is awesome at what he does. And like you said, he's on top of everything, and he makes sure that the word gets out there. He wants all his artists to be known and heard, and he's very good at doing that. So yeah,
He's
he's great.
devoted and passionate, and you know, not many people. You don't find many people like that in any kind of industry today in
Right.
the world. So he is like, like a craftsman in a way. He
Hmm.
loves what he does, and he does it for the love of doing it. So yeah, definitely, I consider myself very lucky.
Have you ever been to the United States?
Oh yeah, many times.
Have you played here?
No,
Oh, okay. Any plans to come to the United States and maybe do some shows?
it will take some planning,
Hmm.
um, and I do plan on coming over for the recordings of my next album. Um, Maybe in November, we'll start recording it in Ojai, California.
Oh, nice.
But it's all about putting the team together. And since everybody's so busy, we will need to work out the timing. And then, hope that people will come to listen to us, actually. Um, yeah, I would love to do it. Maybe in Turkey, start here
Mm.
with a little tour and then go over there. Because in this whole effort, there are lots of Turkish musicians, and there are lots of British and American musicians that have contributed. So they all should be a part of this thing at some point.
If you could work with any artist, who would it be and why?
Oh, I already am
Oh yeah,
working. Yeah,
who are you working
Simon
with?
Phillips. Simon Phillips is my music idol,
Okay.
a drummer.
Hmm.
He's British originally, and he is actually one of the most sought after studio drummers, probably of all time. He played for many, many, many names, from Mick Jagger to Judas Priest, The Who. Starting from that, just the list goes on and on. He played for Toto for about 20 years or so.
Wow.
He has his own band, Protocol. But besides being this, incredible drum god, he's a wonderful person, really passionate about what he does, really technical, very down to earth. Seriously, so down to earth. I mean, it's ridiculous. And he lives in Ojai, which I, discovered through him when he agreed to play in the recordings of Open Sesame. But Ojai is this colony of great musicians, a small community,
Hmm.
about a couple of hours outside of LA. But I mean, in this small community, incredible musicians. One of whom was Jesse Siebenberg, whom I met through Simon.
Hmm.
And Jesse is a multi-instrumentalist, uh, crazy talented. And his father was one of the original members of Supertramp, Bob Siebenberg. So he comes from a musical family. And Rudiger, who also lives nearby, he goes by the stage name Rudiger, has been the voice of many of our songs. So it's like a little treasure trove for me, that area. And I love working there. We do most of our recordings at the Carbonite studio.
Hmm.
And Jason Mariani is there, who's this crossbreed between Einstein and Mick Jagger, the way I see him. He's just awesome, super knowledgeable, talented engineer. He's done all the mastering, and Simon and Jason together did all the mixing of the tracks. So far, so good. I think it's a strong lineup.
That's awesome. Now, do you plan on, besides releasing the rest of the volumes for Open Sesame, do you plan on shooting any music videos for any of the releases?
Oh, that would be nice. It should be, you mean a live action video? We already have some lyric videos.
Mhm.
A live action video, yeah, maybe. I'm not all that much into the commercial side of it. I'm not well versed in it.
Mhm.
But I do have a few people that are working on it over here. So maybe at some point a video, one, maybe two, but not more, would be nice.
That's cool. Do you have a website you'd like to promote?
Technically we do, but most of our stuff goes through the Instagram account, which is Barista Music,
Mhm.
Instagram/Barista Music. Basically, that's how we communicate everything.
You're also on Facebook as well, too, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think that's where once I heard about you from Michael, I looked you up on there, and then also on your, like you said, Instagram. You mentioned too.
Oh, well, they're telling me Facebook is for old people now. So
Well, I know
Instagram.
people that are using TikTok, and to me, that's just for young people. You know what I mean?
Like what?
TikTok. You ever hear of TikTok?
Yeah, I have a niece who's 16. She's introduced me to it. Yes.
Yeah, my daughter and I think my son have accounts on there. I don't want an account on there. That's like like videos and stuff like that, like short videos.
Man,
Not like,
it's tiring. It's tiring. Wow.
I'm an old school guy. I like to play my vinyl records and I still play CDs in my car, and I still have cassettes that I play. And
No way.
yeah,
Really?
I have all my cassettes. I have all my 8 tracks. They all work, and I have the players to play them on. I have a where I'm talking to you from right now. It's basically like a radio station in my house. I have 2 turntables. I got a dual CD player, dual cassette. I have 2 8-track decks. I have several thousand LPs and 45s, and probably 4 or 5 thousand CDs. I would say maybe 300 or 400 cassettes and 8-track tapes. So yeah, I'm old school, man. I'm not into all that new stuff.
I like it. I like it. Is it
It's
possible at all to find blank cassettes now? Like
oh
no
yeah, yeah. I can
CD?
still buy them.
Really?
Yep, I can buy them still. They sell them on Amazon, and you can get them on eBay as well.
But those are not made new, right? I mean, they're sort of left over from.
No, they're sealed. They're still sealed. Yeah,
Wow.
I bought a box of I believe they were TDK 60-minute cassettes about a year ago. I used them. I put some songs on there because I like to listen. I have one of those little Walkman cassette players with the headphones. Like when I sit out by the pool or in the backyard, I like to listen to my tape. Sometimes I want
Oh
to make
man, that's a sight. Awesome.
yeah, I like to
Awesome.
make my
Love it.
own mixtape. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it.
So
I
yeah.
love
Well,
it.
will there ever be a Barista album on cassette? Maybe someday.
For you, yeah. Now you give me the idea. Yes, I'll make you one. I'll
I
make your
interviewed.
next barista tape.
Yeah, I interviewed a very lovely woman from the UK about a month ago. Her name is Lena. She has a band called Lena and the Lions. She released her new album, Second Nature, on album, cassette, and CD. Like you could actually order it from her website, and you get a real cassette, like in the shrink wrap with the liner notes and everything. That's pretty cool, right?
Wow. Well, yeah. Man, it gets more and more difficult.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does. You
so
know,
much, so much area to cover.
is there anything you'd like to mention that we didn't talk about today?
Oh, maybe a million things, but we'll never get to the end of it. But I thank you for having me on the show. It feels wonderful to have a voice somewhere, and I think music should be a part of our lives, whether we are musicians or not,
Hmm.
because life is short, It really is. And we should do stuff for the love of music,
Exactly.
because it's a common language that speaks to us all.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you. Barista, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. I'm really enjoying the Open Sesame volumes. I think I'm on volume 3 now. I'm starting to listen to that. I've been listening to volume 1 and 2 a lot in the car, and man, they are wonderful. And I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of them. And
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck with the whole series. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the 2021. And I look forward to hearing more great things from you in the future.
Thank you, James. Thank you. And you keep on doing good work like you did now. And all the best to you.
You too, brother. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Okay. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.